you should. Yes, there you go. You can hear me. Right, I just need to turn this off. There we go. And that off as well. You should still be able to hear me. Let me turn that off as well. Right, let's have a look. Yes, Zamia just subscribed. Zamia, thank you very much, Zamia, for subscribing. There we go. Right. For BZTK, it stops. No sound. I hear traffic. You are silent. Back on again. Plus loud jet engine noises. There you are. Hi Wycliffe. Can hear you now. Right. I'm sorry about that. I'd forgotten that I changed headsets because my original Logitech is broken. It's gone in. You know, I mean, apart from the foam hanging off, and it's just broken. This morning it failed, so I've had to go to the original Plantronics wireless headset, which is quite old also. And what I was saying before all of that was we're here at Goodwood, Chichester, Orbx, right? And first of all, I showed you the racing cars going around the racing car track, and I was looking at the airport here. Now, there's not an awful lot to the airport. There's the original tower, which is what I was saying. Yeah, that's also. I think that's also something to do with the racetrack as well. But it's a general aviation airport. You know, it's been around for years, and it's just GA. There we go. Things don't seem to be moving as they should in here at the moment, but not to worry. And the reason why we've got all this vibrant colour, the other thing I was saying was that it's the middle of June. I've set it to the middle of June, and I'm using Max FX, so configuration, right? So I'm using one of my power users. I'm using that one, Green Wick. Let's just turn it so we're using nothing. So that's usual. That's your normal default Xplane. But as I say, I was using the power user one there just for a bit of fun, just to turn up the brightness on everything. Okay. So let's get out to the flight line, and then we can have a look around. I believe the runway is around here somewhere. As always on grass strips, it's really hard taking off because you've got to use more power than anything. Have I not done Shoreham? I thought I'd done Shoreham. If I haven't, then I will sort that out. I thought I had. I certainly got all the video for it, but I will do a full review. So here we are on the flight line, runway 32, the old grass strip. A couple of people have said, how do you manage to, you know, look around? Well, I use XP Realistic. There it is, and I have things set so that when I'm taxiing, you know, it looks as though my head's moving. So here we go. As I say, taking off on grass, you need a lot more runway than you would think. Get up to the 65 knots. 65 knots, lift the nose, and we are flying. Feet off the pedals, and give you an external view as we take off. Flaps up straight away, and then trim to climb. There we are. So look around, very nice. So set RPM at 2000, and we just trimmed down nicely, I think. Climbing at 500 feet per minute, which is about right. And looking around, here we are then. So we're just taking off from Goodwood, and the thing is now, of course, because we've got Orbx True Earth Great Britain South, we don't know where the Goodwood scenery finishes and True Earth Great Britain South starts. because it's all integrated, which is fantastic. And one of the things that we keep saying consistently is that the Orbx scenery, it just looks superb, but it's the tree placement that actually really makes it look fantastic. You know, okay, so you might not have every single house on a street, although it won't be far off. The tree placement actually really makes it look superb, makes it look fantastic more than anything. Now, I don't know, it'd be really interesting. Good morning, Captain Mike, how are you? It's middle of the afternoon here, so obviously it's afternoon where you're at. It'd be interesting to hear what you think about these colours, guys, because you know, I mean this is really vibrant. You know, it could almost give you a headache. But what it does show you is the immense detail of this scenery, of the Orbx True Earth Great Britain South scenery. It really does. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's just go back to default. We'll go back to default Xplane. And whilst that looks fantastic, it does look, you know, and this is supposed to be the middle of June as well. It does look fantastic, doesn't it? But it, you know, it's grey and washed out. Sim Captain Mike he's in the eastern US, so he's on the eastern seaboard, so that could be anywhere from north of New York all the way down to Florida. But yeah. And so what do you think? Do you like Xplane default colours, or do you like my new power user setting, which I think is pretty cool? I don't know whether I'd like to fly like this all the time. It'd give me a headache. And very rarely do you see the English countryside looking like this. Very rare indeed. Anyway, let's come around. I know that I'm going to have trouble finding Goodwood now. I know I am. Something wrong with my keys here on the keyboard. It might be. Oh, there it is. So that's not too bad. Maybe I need a new battery in my keyboard, because it's not turning as it should. Once again, if you've got any questions, please you know, shout out. Yeah, Mike, I think Max FX is really good, you know, and it's all if you're going to use a power user setting, in other words, you're going to create your own profile, create something that you like. You know, if it looks pleasing to your eye, then that's all that matters. Don't care about other people, you know, about what they think or what they're saying. Although, you know, if I post this photograph, in fact, if I do this and take this screenshot here, right, and then I'll take that screenshot over the golf course, I'll put these up on the forum. We'll see what kind of reaction we get to it. I'll put it up on the Facebook. Branimir Fivlovsky, hello. Hope you're well, Branimir. I hope I've said your name right. I'm really conscious that people should get names right, or if somebody's going to speak to somebody, then the name should be right. Okay, so whereabouts are you, Branimir? I don't want to make any assumptions. You could be in Luton for all I know, so just asking whereabouts are you at. I don't want your address. I just, you know, country and city would be nice. Do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. I do have a Discord server, but the last time I opened it up, we got a load of trolls in there and they took over the server. It was my fault. I didn't have the security settings correct. So I have been asked again for a Discord server. I might put one up. We'll see. I might open it up again and sort out all the security. Slovenia, Ljubljana, I can never say it. Ljubljanka. Or I say it and then I get it right and then get it wrong. So, once again, the True Earth Great Britain scenery just looking brilliant. I tell you what we'll do. We'll take a flight. We'll fly out towards the coast here. Let's get back in the cockpit. although it does look better outside the cockpit, doesn't it? Philip Whitehead, good afternoon, Philip. Nice to see you. Hope everything's okay, my friend. I know you've been having a few issues just lately with your simulator, but hopefully that's alright. Let's get it back up to 2000 revs as we're sinking a little bit here. Are you in England, Wycliffe? No, I'm actually in Cardiff, Wales, which is in the United Kingdom. So, yeah. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Reflections. Thank you very much, Branimir. This is Orbx True Earth Great Britain South. Let's take an external view again, if I can. Oh, look. Looking good today. Let's just do this again. Let's just go back. Well, you can see the two there together, can't you? Let me move this out the way. Down here like that. So on the left hand side is default Xplane, and on the right is my power user setting. Mike, you've got family in Bristol, yeah. Frank Kane from Sundog, and the guy who created SkyMax with John Span. He was over here in the summer and he stayed over in Bristol, but Frank and I went out a few days. I took him to a few places: Stonehenge, Wells Cathedral, around Cardiff and South Wales. Took him up into Mid Wales, found a beautiful pub called the Red Lion in a little village with a medieval church by the side of it. Frank was very impressed with with Wales. He loved it. Very impressed with the United Kingdom as well. iFly, I'm prepared 3D version 4.4, but Xplane 11 looks amazing. Yeah, why not download the free version, Branimir? You can download it for free. Try before you buy, so to speak. Let's just go back to my power user setting. Right, yeah, you can try before you buy. Let's find you the link. I believe it's been a while since I've been here. I think it's www.x-plane.com. Yeah, there we go. Control C. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this over here and write it in there. I'm gonna mute that. There we go. I just realised that YouTube was running and probably was giving you some double audio. Branimir, there's the link to Xplane and you can download it. Try it before you buy it. Of course, it won't look like this because I've obviously used the SkyMax, but I can tell you exactly what add-ons I'm using right at this moment in this as I fly here. So I've got True Earth Great Britain South from Orbx. Okay, so that is the scenery that you're looking at, True Earth Great Britain South. My clouds are being depicted by SkyMax Pro. Hang on, so let me bring this up. So that's SkyMax Pro. The clouds are being depicted by SkyMax Pro, and I'm in the default Cessna. So literally that's all that is on at the moment in terms of add-ons. There's the scenery, SkyMax Pro version 4.7, which depicts the clouds. There is a program called FSGRW, this one, which I am not running at the moment because I've just set the weather to summertime, UK summertime. But this is another program here, which actually is a weather engine for Xplane. I'm not going to turn it on because it'll put blanket grey cloud everywhere, and the purpose of this was to look at Goodwood and Chichester. Can't even say it. So yeah, so that that actually would this would be the weather engine. The clouds are just replacements to the default clouds from Xplane. Some people like the default clouds. They say it's fine. They haven't got a problem with it. But yeah, so. Okay, just flying lazy circles around here. I'm going to descend a little bit because I'm at 3,000 feet, which isn't a problem. Oh yeah, it just looks superb, doesn't it? Let's have a look at that. Whoops. Let's have a look at that external view there. Okay. Yeah, Branimir, I haven't used P3D. I used to use FSX, and I transferred from FSX to Xplane 10 in 2012 because I was just fed up of crash to desktops, and everything else. I just got so fed up of it that I needed to look for something else, and so I've been on Xplane since 2012, and so to me, I I don't need to look anywhere else. I haven't tried it. Although I mean, I watch live streams of people who are on P3D, and it seems as though they have to put on a lot of stuff to make it look anything like reasonable, which is a lot of money. You watch people like Matt Davis Bellends and a few others, and the amount of stuff that they have to turn on when they start it up is quite ridiculous. It is just masses of stuff. Right, I'm going to try and find my way back to Goodwood, and I really haven't got a clue. So where I came from, although it's not very far away, it's to my left, as we can see from the map. So that's not bad, is it? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do that and put that over there, so it gives me a kind of a rough guide. I kind of think I know where I'm going. See those? We've got these houses down here in the bottom left of the picture, and then just above those houses there's these fields here that are covered in lavender, I believe, or something like that. I do know that Goodwood, not Chichester, Goodwood is there. I know that because I remember taking off and they were in front of me. So it is in fact, there's the airport. There it is. There it is, just to the left of those fields. So yeah, pretty good. So what I will do, I'm going to do a circuit. I'm going to go downwind here, so over this body of water which is right in front of me, looking all the time at fields around just in case I do need to land in a field. There's a couple to my right here, and yeah, there's a couple to my right there which might be okay, but clearly as I'm close to the airport, in fact what I should do, I'll go base now. So let's flap out and drop the nose, and also drop the revs as well. Will I be able to do this here? No, I'm a little bit too high. So what I'll do, I've just got to try and determine. Right, this is the way I'm going to go, he says optimistically. I'm going to come around here and turn left here. Philip, you got Xplane when Xplane 10 was first released. Yeah, that was my reasoning as well. I was looking for something. I was fed up with the FSX and the way it kept falling over and just doing crazy silly things, and I just thought, right, I got to find something better. As much as I loved FSX was great when it worked, but then it stopped working. And when it stopped working, then that's when the problems started. Branimir, you have a good landing, safe landing in your 737. It's a pity you haven't had a chance to have a look at our 737, our freeware one, which is equally as good as the PMDG 737. Anyway, here we go. I'm coming into land. There's the runway ahead. I kind of went a bit further than I needed to, but that's okay. Just hope I can get it all right. We've got some trees ahead of us just as we come over the top there to land on the runway, but that's okay. 1200 feet. Orbx. Your XP11 looks worse than my P3D. Well, that might be your opinion, Orbx. Yes, I am. I've got Max FX on. If I turn on, I will turn once I'm down. In fact, no. What I'll do is pause that there, just to give me a little bit of. I'll do this. Okay, let's put that down there, out the way a little bit. Oh, put it over here, out the way even more. Okay. So the left-hand side is default Xplane. Right-hand side is a power user setting that I've put on for fun. Aim for the numbers, aim for the numbers. We're good. 65 knots. Maybe a little bit too fast. We'll slow down quickly on grass. That's one good thing. There you go. Apply a bit of brake. Oh dear. Oh, I don't know what that noise is. I pushed that to the limit then, didn't I? And I'm stuck. Hang on. Here we go. Good old follow me car. He'll get me there. Taxiing on grass is so hard. You gotta use so much power. Alright, let's. Can I turn that off? No, max tech. Oh, it's there, that's why, you silly sod. Turn that off, right, here we go. It's very bright, isn't it, Philip? Excuse me. It's extremely bright. Okay. Put my link in there to my Patreon, so if anybody wants to support the channel, then that's the way you can do it. Some GA aircraft over here. This is where I took off from, yep. I once went flying with Bob Sidwick from RC Simulations, and the airfield he uses is Kemble, which is in the it's in like the Cotswolds, Wiltshire area, which is very, very nice airport, but it's like this grass. It's got a concrete runway, asphalt runway, but it's all the taxiways are grass. I mean, you go to the fuel depot and everything, it's grass. It's really weird. Okay, that will do. I think that is more or less where I was when I left this place. So once again, let's have a look outside. It's a pretty funky airport, I must admit. It's not so much the airport, it's the area that you're in. You know, it's really, really cool. That's Orbx for you, Chichester, with True Earth Great Britain South. And like I said, it's really difficult to know where the airfield finishes and the scenery starts, as you know, there will be, you know, if you had this in default scenery, if you had this in default Xplane scenery, you would clearly see, you know, a boundary, but I don't know how much there is of this area depicted if you just had the scenery. I could find out. In fact, why don't let's have a quick look here. We might be lucky, and it could well be in where is it? Goodwood. There's a user guide there. Right, Chichester Goodwood user guide. Alright. Alright, there we go. So that's what you get. The image below shows the extensive regions, the immediate airport areas covered by high resolution imagery. Please note that the imagery has been colour matched to Orbx True Earth Great Britain South. If you do not have that region installed, the scenery will not match the colour of default. Right, so this is what you get. If you haven't got True Earth Great Britain South, this is what you get. So you get Chichester Goodwood Airport, which is there. Yeah, you get Goodwood House. Out over here, you get the Goodwood Racecourse Heliport, and then you get the town with the cathedral and all of this area here. So that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot indeed. Rolls Royce. That's a Rolls Royce building down there. Oh, I didn't know that. And then out to the right is the town of Tangmere. So you get quite a lot when you buy the scenery, so that is quite useful. You also get airport charts there, and some more information about Orbx in its forums and its community forums. So yeah, you get quite a lot actually, don't you? I wasn't sure, but you do get quite a large area, and yeah. That is good. So you get all of Chichester and so forth and so on. Very nice indeed. Oh, very nice, as they say. Right. So that's that problem sorted out. So looking at it here in the scenery, you get this airport here. You get Chichester here, the town here, just to the north. I'll get that in the centre of the screen there. This building down here with the kind of sandy coloured top roof, that's the Rolls Royce building that was mentioned. The race course is going to be out in, oh gosh, it's out in this direction somewhere. Is that it over there? Where the heliport is? It could be. Could be in relation. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Excuse me. This is Goodwood House down here. Yeah, that's Goodwood House. Nicely depicted. I wonder if we can find the cathedral in the town. Yeah, there's the cathedral right in the middle there. There we go. So there's the cathedral. Ah, that's all very nice. All well done. Yes, I have got flight time per Corfu as well, Philip. You've got all the products for XP11, yeah. There's quite a lot. There's going to be more in 2019. There is going to be a lot more coming out for sure. Okay, well, I think that is going to be the end of my stream. I'm not quite sure whether I've actually reinstalled Corfu. Let's have a quick look. I'm using Xplane 11.2.6. I did transfer over to 11.30, but it kind of went a bit belly up, so I changed. I got rid of it. Yeah, flight time per Corfu Airport. What do you want to have a look at it, Philip? Do you want to have a quick shifty over there? Change location. LGKR. Okay, we'll just have a quick look, only because you mentioned that, and I have got a little bit of time before I go back out. I've got to go and pick my wife up, who is at the ballet this afternoon. Okay, so we'll quickly look at Corfu so I can show you what it looks like. Yeah. I'm just looking. I've no sweeties and I've no drink up here. I've got a kitchen full of sweets and chocolate and biscuits and Christmas cake, as I'm pretty sure lots of people have. But yeah, we seem to have gone a bit bonkers this year. A bit of it. Right. If you're members on Xplane Dedicated on Facebook, there's a nice discussion going on at the moment about Wet Lambie. Hello. Wetty Lambie, hello. Orbx is back again. We're just going to have a quick look at Fly Tampers Corfu. Philip Whitehead asked if I had it installed. So we're just finishing asynchronous loading as we go over to thingy. That is Cardiff Airport for anybody who doesn't know it. On the screen at the moment, that's EGFF. The big building there is the British Airways Maintenance Facility. That's what it's called. It's got a big sign outside that says BAMF, British Airways Maintenance Facility. So we get 747s coming in all the time, and triples and 767s. A380 did a lot of testing here, as did the Dreamliner. A lot of crew training was done here for the Dreamliner, and in fact the Dreamliner that I flew to Jamaica on a couple of years ago was only 2 weeks old, and they'd done all their crew training up at Cardiff, which was quite amazing. We flew with in fact I've got a model of it here that I bought on the plane. There we go. I flew with Thompson in the 787 Dreamliner. Beautiful aircraft, absolutely stunning plane to fly on. If you've never flown on one and you get the chance, it is truly stunning aircraft to fly in. Absolutely beautiful. Right, let's just have a quick look around here, and I'll tell you what, I will leave on this profile. Now, I lived in Corfu for a couple of years, quite a while ago, 1979 to 1981, but I did live in Corfu. And you see these two, I did do a review on this, but you see these two TV masts here, they're there. That's accurate, yeah, absolutely, completely accurate. Beautiful scenery, Corfu town. You've even got the old town here, and the fort, the old fort down there, which I've been to many a time. And this green here, with the cricket pitch there, I have spent many a Sunday in Corfu town, sitting in one of the cafes along here, right? So you've got the green, and you've got these trees here, and just here are cafes. There's a whole row of cafes. It's called the Xplane, and I spent many a Sunday afternoon when I lived in Corfu having coffee and cake and watching cricket being played on the green there, believe it or not. The church with the red top there is the Church of Saint Spiridon. The Church of our Saint Spiridon, because in Corfu the firstborn male child, is called Spiro, after their patron saints. Over here is Mount Pontecrata, which is the highest point in Corfu, which I've been up to, and if I can get a little bit higher, I can show you where I lived and worked when I was living in Corfu. And I lived and worked in this bay here, down here. This is all of this big bay here is known as Ipsos Bay, the Bay of Ipsos, the whole of it. But all around you've got smaller bays. So this was Ipsos here, and the town of Ipsos. This was Dacia to the left here. This one here in the middle, that was Dacia. I can't remember this one here, but then you had Gouvia as well, and so forth, all the way down to Corfu town and the dock and port area there. Okay, let's have a look at the airport. So get back into the aircraft out. So here we are. Now, when I first lived in Corfu, this blue building here was the main terminal. That was it. That was the main terminal. And it's altered somewhat. As you can see, we've got fuel farms, and we've got, buildings down here, administration buildings, etc. But also what we have now is a relatively new terminal. Yeah, relatively new terminal there. Okay. Kekira. I can't read that, the first two words, but the last one is Kekira, which is Corfu in Greek. And so this terminal is accurate as what it is today. Now I know this because 9/11, the year that 9/11 took, I took my wife to Corfu for a holiday, and we flew out of here early hours of 9/11. So we were picked up at our hotel room, which was in the north of the island, at something like 1:30 in the morning. We came here and we took an early morning flight out of Corfu on 9/11, and we landed at Cardiff Airport, and I had to go to Cardiff Hospital because I dislocated my shoulder only 2 days before we left Corfu. We went to the hospital for me to have my shoulder checked, even though I'd had incredible treatment in Corfu Clinic. I went to have my shoulder checked, and as we was waiting in the waiting room, on the news you saw aeroplanes flying into buildings, and it was, you know, one of the weirdest days of my life. Okay, just to give you a little bit more accuracy, so here's the runway 17. Aircraft rarely land on runway 17, even though it's got a displace threshold. I think they do more so now because you see this patch of earth here right ahead of the runway. When I lived in Corfu in 1979-81, this was a psychiatric unit, or for want of a better word, an asylum. It was a big old house here, and the gates of the house were dead opposite the runway, the grounds. So all this, it was all fenced off all around here, and where these trees are was all fenced off as well. And they had gardens at the front, and the house was here, where you could see all this white. And you used to be able to see, you know, you would go walk along this road here, and you would see patients up at the railings, holding onto the railings, watching aircraft take off, because they would take off from this end, fly out, and they would come in and land this way, land the opposite way in towards the building. So this has been demolished, it's gone. So I'm wondering now whether you do have traffic landed on 17, but it's very rare indeed. Anyway, that is Corfu. Let me go to the other end. Let me get round here. So we can do this quickly. Yeah, I can. Whoops. So we'll go down here. All these houses over here on this hill, very wealthy, and the Corfu Hilton, that's the Corfu Hilton Hotel there, that one there, yeah. I've been there. This little island here, this little island here is called Ponta Canisi, which means Mouse Island. Ponta Canisi. You see it in the James Bond movie For Your Eyes Only, which was filmed here at Corfu. Yeah. So there's your approach lights. Shall we go to night time? See if we can quickly go to night time. There you go. You see it. Oof, that'd be nice when they were flying into that. There you go. So there is flight time for Corfu. If you're thinking of getting it, if you fly to Corfu, then you know you couldn't wish for a better scenery. I mean, just look at that. It is fabulous, isn't it?